When you have big studios like Warner Brothers investing some $175 million in an Arthurian cinematic universe about a story you read about as a kid and occasionally heard while growing up, then you know that story might have a bit more to it than you know. Join us in today's video as we unravel the legend of King Arthur. How many of you, like me, usually daydreamed of a place called Camelot, a king called Arthur, the Round Table, and its nights after watching a season of Merlin and waiting for the next one to be released? The King Arthur mystery has been portrayed in many different forms in nonfiction books and shows. The story of a destined king pulling a special sword out of a stone is a household legend now. But who is he really? Did he ever exist? How did King Arthur die? Let's get into it, shall we? Origin story. Guess what? Did you know President John F. Kennedy's presidency has been known as Camelot? This was after his wife revealed how much he loved a 1960 musical with the same name. The quest to understand the historical king, Arthur led author and researcher Chris Barber to engage in years of research with many of his colleagues to help him find answers. It took years for them to ascertain if England had a king named Arthur or if he was a prominent character created out of someone's fiction, as we will find later in this video. The subject of King Arthur's historicity in his kingdom has not failed to attract and fascinate archaeologists, authors, and historians alike. For instance, notable author John Steinbeck retold his version of the King Arthur mystery in his book, The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights. And even crazier is the fact that many historians have tried to locate the mythical kingdom of Camelot with no luck. Some have suggested some possible locations across England, such as the Welsh village, Kellion, Cadbury Castle in Somerset, Tintagel Castle in Cornwall, and the city of Winchester in Hampshire. But up until this moment, it remains a speculation. And this may be because the King Arthur mystery was the figment of Geoffrey Monmouth's imagination. He was a 12th century writer who first popularized the story of a certain King Arthur, his Camelot, and his wizard friends, Merlin and Guinevere. And about the Excalibur, well, we are coming to that. This is a great place to subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. We have unique content to share, and you don't want to miss out. Click on the subscribe button now for free exclusive access to our next upload. The Warrior King. Now, what do you think of this? Were all kings warriors in ancient times? Do you know of any king who was cowardly in his administration and rule? You can let us know in the comments. Can you imagine a king cowering under his bed while his city is besieged with swords clashing and flashing outside his city? Throughout history, scribes and poets have portrayed King Arthur as a king who was far from any form of cowardice or fear. However, the 9th century Historia Britannica, traditionally attributed to Nennius, a Welsh monk, records 12 battles fought against the Saxons by an Arthur who was more warrior than king. The Saxons were an early group of Germanic peoples who lived in today's Germany. And Nennius Arthur is recorded to have lived long before the Arthur who became king. Interesting, right? You can watch this video for more on the legends of King Arthur. Top 7 most incredible King Arthur mystery legends. The Excalibur. While on the subject of bravery in battles of the Middle Ages, a mention of swords and the stories attached to them are inevitable. These blades of iron were held in high esteem during that time. Swords were a symbol of honor. There are variations in the stories about how Arthur came to possess the legendary weapon known as the Excalibur. One of the stories can be found in Robert de Boron's 13th century epic poem Merlin. You know how the story goes. The sword is placed inside a stone. The memo is sent out that only the true heir would be able to remove it. A young Arthur effortlessly withdraws the sword after many had tried, thus making him king. The other version of the story is from the famous Thomas Malory's 15th century text, Le Morte d'Arthur, which depicts that one Lady of the Lake offered the Excalibur to Arthur. A tragic end. The legend of King Arthur ends in a similar way to such other stories. Love and betrayal. King Arthur died in battle while trying to punish his traitors, specifically his wife and knight, who were involved in an affair. Maybe it was the heartbreak that really did him in. How would it affect you if you knew the story of King Arthur was not a legend after all? Like and share this video to keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay mysterious.